Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No!
What day is it? Monday? Oh, Monday!
Monday, Monday, so good to me.
Hey, it's Monday.
Medical
Monday.
Changes could be coming to Michigan's marijuana law. A new set of bills now being heard in Lansing.
Marijuana is not a drug.
And the bills would have major implications to small medical growers known as caregivers.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Small pot farmers in California say the state is not standing by its promise to protect.
Big companies were supposed to be limited, but some have stacked hundreds of licenses.
I'm hitting it so hard.
Created a cartel, essentially.
You have an industry allowing for businesses to operate like cartels.
But it's a Monday.
Harm has been done by the fact that we didn't legalize it back then.
Oh, I don't know if there's any harm that's been done.
There was people getting arrested, there were people getting thrown in jail. I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
What kind of joint is this, man?
Smoking marijuana all in public. You would think that shit was legal. We the Pistons in the 8, 9, and 9. Oh, bad boy, bad boy.
medical.
Welcome, Medical Mondays, y'all. This is your host with the most, THC, and his motherfucking bloodstream, BERG. Of course, I got my returning panelist with us, Adam L. Brook, a.k.a. Mr. Hash Bash himself.
Hey, no.
Don't worry, he's not dying, y'all.
No.
Before we get into anything, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our awesome sponsors. Huge shout out to Native Made 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Nugget Duction Extracts, Tiki Madman, SLB Labs, and Tree Street Packaging. Boom. Of course, here on Medical Mondays, we want to stress the fact that if you're in a medical marijuana state, go out and get that medical marijuana card, y'all. Shows those politicians that we're here and we're not going anywhere. One of the awesome people you can hit up is Detroit Certification Center. You can get at them at Detroit Cert Center on social media, or give them a call or text at 248-275-6707. And just want to remind everybody, there's another Give Back coming up. Huge shout out to JSH Enterprises as well as Nugget Duction Extracts putting this awesome event on. It's a fur baby give back benefiting the Home Forever Rescue, bringing supplies as far as what's all the supplies we got. Of course, cash, gallon disinfectant cleaner for urine, pee pads, paper towel, large milk bones, peanut butter bones. And the list goes on and on. You know, if you think some pets need something, bring it in. Or like we always say, bring in some donations as well as money. Got all these awesome vendors coming through. Native Made 313, Buck Off Extracts, Mr. Rolla, John Doe, Nugget Duction Extracts, and the list goes on and on, y'all. So come through. There's going to be food by Chi-Town on the Hibachi, and hopefully Fun Food Express will make it this time. Of course, it's on a Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., y'all. So come through. Let's give back and have a good time, man. Something else I want to talk about. Oh, big shout out to our boy KK. He won over the weekend at the Gems it's Gems and Genetics slash Clio Cultivation Cup. He won first place. I want to say first place concentrate and first place hybrid. So big shout out to our boy KK. Hell yeah. And of course I gotta give a shout out to our boy Dog Catcher, man. He won his first award ever. Shout out to him and Roach. Roach did the rolling, so huge shout out to Dog Catcher Farms for taking the win for the pre-roll. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who came through the event. And, had a good time. If we want to get right into it, since we're talking about the event. Well, there's some fucking assholes called At My Can of Pros on Instagram. I would go on there and reply to some posts and everything, but apparently I'm blocked because they're bitches and they don't want to fucking hear somebody from the actual community. And isn't it ran by fucking Anton?
He's one of the moderators.
Oh, he's one of the moderators.
Yeah,
but
moderators.
I'd like to add that he doesn't consume cannabis.
Michigan Can of Pros is Harry Parrish, real estate guy.
And you can definitely tell by the looks of him, he's not a consumer. He wants to post pictures of other people's kids and fucking talk shit about a fucking weed event that welcomes children at their event. And not to mention, a majority of those children are Asians. And then what's this other guy's name? Fucking
Harry. That's Harry. That Michigan Can of Pros is Harry.
Oh, all right. Well, this is the guy who started it. Does he consume? Do you know? He doesn't look like it, but
I'm sure
he might consume cannabis rectally. I'm not sure. But either way, they're fucking assholes, and they want to fucking post pictures of people's kids.
Well,
in a negative fashion, though. It'd be one thing to post. Oh, what do you think about this? But no, they had to frame the whole post around why are these kids at a cannabis event and da 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 da.
Well, someone posted it to their page. In all fairness, it wasn't them who posted it. It was just posted to their group.
But they were the ones that turned off the comments, right?
They did turn off the comments, correct?
So they allowed a post to go up about somebody's child.
And
or children, because it was more than one kid, wasn't it?
Correct. Someone posted pictures that were gleamed off of an Instagram post, and they questioned, should kids be at events? Is that a good look or a bad look? And they posted it on the Michigan Can of Pros page. They got like 180 comments, and it would have been a real hot topic. They would have gotten some real numbers out of it. But sounds like somebody didn't like the way it was going, so they turned off the comments. And then eventually, I understand, took down the photos, or the original poster took down the photos, whatever the issue is. And then other people have since been creating their own posts about said post. So it's taken on a mind of its own. And the comments are somewhat interesting because it does show some people's naivete, and it does show how some people really understand what's going on and why we might do or might not do the things we do or don't do. So I find it real interesting. That's why it really bums me out.
I mean, it could have been an actual, mind changer to the people that were negatively commenting.
Correct.
If people from the actual community would have been able to fucking reply, right?
Correct. Right. I mean, that, the fact is, and this is in my opinion, it's social media. So let's start with the fact that you shouldn't believe anything you read on social media or you hear on social media, or you think you heard on social media. And I tell people that all the time. I get phone calls. You said this, you said that. How can you say this? And I'm like, did you hear it come out of my mouth? And even then I might not believe it. So the reality is that this thing was posted somewhere else. I actually saw the original post. And then it got posted in this group. And I join all kinds of groups. Nobody throws me out. I get to
say. No, I was a part of this group.
Right.
I do remember being a part of this group and having a confrontation with that Anton fucking bitch. And he totally blocked me from the group as well as blocked me from his actual personal page. I can't find him anywhere on fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
And another thing is, Blue Brett brought it up. I was going to bring it up. What about all these fucking alcohol events? Whiskey tasting and all this shit, bro. It's like fucking people fucking walking around with kids in strollers and shit, and it's perfectly fine, right?
All right. Can I comment on that?
Sure.
All right. And it's not my comments. I am going to share with you the comment that I read from Josie Scroggin, who basically said, and she was one of our pediatric patients at one point, and she basically said, I used to go to events and people wouldn't take my picture because I was underage and at events. And the reason why that might be important to some people has nothing to do with the law. Yes, the substance is legal. It's as legal as alcohol. It should be treated the same. But CPS specifically does not treat it the same. And people are still getting their children snatched because of marijuana issues when it comes to...
Yeah, we talked about it last week. It's fucking horrible.
Right. Yeah. So, personally, I am on the same side as people like Josie who say, hey, we don't take pictures and post them of our children. We don't take pictures of other people's children and post them. And that's in all cases, has nothing to do with at an event. That's my opinion. A lot of people...
But I'm going to go one further. All these motherfuckers want to bitch about kids coming to an event where there's weed and shit. What about fucking Royal Oaks Beats and Eats? Doesn't those hoe ass HOD motherfuckers sponsor that? And they have a fucking tent there.
So I actually
and I want to go even further. How about the fucking 20 fucking 5 feet fucking dude on fucking 94 by the Pleasantries fucking headquarters smoking a fucking joint every time you drive by with your kid? You don't have any problems with that or any other of the fucking billboards plastered across the fucking freeways? You don't have any problem with that? You can't post about that, but you want to post about people's kids.
I had more of a problem with the fact that someone would post a picture of someone else's kids. That was my real problem. Doesn't matter what they're saying about it.
Oh, I guess they sponsored Taco Fest too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the Jonathan Wicks thing. He went out and got himself a cannabis sponsor so that he could make more money off of them. And
what? Kids aren't going to those events? Kids aren't going to those events?
So I'll admit that I actually reside in Royal Oak and am a Royal Oak resident. My wife has been down to Arts, Beats, and Eats, and she will tell you that she was not impressed because there are people walking all throughout Arts, Beats, and Eats smoking. And
that's not legal.
Correct. And she knew that.
But nobody's posting about that shit.
Right. Nobody says anything about that. Instead, they talk about how some corporate entity is, 1 year had a tent, another year they had to put fencing up, so they were fenced in a private area. Because the tent was the fire marshal won't let you smoke in a tent. They didn't realize that when they put the tent up. The problem is that House of Dank can have their sponsorship. They can have a smoking area. But what about all the people that are walking around in public doing it? And it's not legal to do that. Where's the city of Royal Oak writing civil infraction tickets on those people?
Right.
Now, I only say that as a resident because they won't let me do certain things in their city, but they'll let people from out of the city come in. Disrespect.
Right. Detroit River Rat says, are people walking around drinking alcohol? Yes. At all those events, they're drinking alcohol.
Yes.
And they're consuming right in front of fucking children ages
but CPS
fucking 6 months to whatever.
But CPS doesn't give people a hard time over alcohol unless they're neglectful. That's the problem that Josie mentioned.
These people, the thing about this is, it's not CPS that's fucking posting this shit. It's motherfuckers sitting on their fucking high horses thinking that they're fucking better than everybody fucking else. Right. And they should have the fucking say in how you raise your fucking kids.
Well, not even that. They're also part of the weed community, and that's what sickens me the most.
Yeah, bro, I don't consider anybody who doesn't consume cannabis in any way, shape, or form a part of this fucking community. I'm sorry. Fuck that. You can go fucking eat a fucking dick.
Yeah,
Michigan Canna Pros.
Well, I've been to his event.
What makes them pros? What makes fucking Harry a pro?
He's in business.
And that's it. That's the only thing that makes him a
pro. Pro is short for professional. That's all.
Professional fucking shit.
Well, like I said, I've been to some of their events. They're pretty good business-to-business events. It's an industry organization. It certainly doesn't.
I'd like to see some of them. I'd like to see Anton and Harry both judge an event. Are they able to judge an event?
I don't know them well enough to know that.
But I mean, if they're not consuming, how are they going to fucking know what's good or bad?
Well, I would expect that they both consume in one form or another.
Somebody that owns a motherfucking whiskey company that doesn't drink whiskey, do you think that business is going to fucking do good? Well, for example, Trump, he had that fucking bullshit ass fucking vodka. The motherfucker don't even drink. And it fucking flopped like fucking so many other of his businesses.
Worse than that, he spoke out against alcohol because his brother drank himself to death.
Yeah, and then he puts out a vodka brand.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
That's
KK's up in the chat. Why you ain't here, motherfucker? I gave you a shout out. You weren't here yet. I don't think. Once again, man, big shout out to our boy KK. got the wins. And I was right? It's first place hybrid flower and first place concentrate. You can yell at me if I'm wrong, KK. But huge shout out to KK, aka SOB Labs. What?
What?
But yeah, man. This shit, like, and of course they don't even want to interact though. Like that's the thing about it is like they want to make a statement and expect no one to fucking give them a rebuttal or anything.
Well, yeah. Again, I'm not a big blocker. I don't like to block people. I can ignore you.
I do block people, but I block people not because I don't want to have a fucking discussion or a fucking debate about something. It's because they're straight up pieces of shit, and I'd rather not talk to them at all.
I get it. I mean, I blocked the stalker. That's it. It's the only block I have on any of my phones or.
So KK's like, damn, I was twisted. Yeah, you were, my boy.
But yeah,
Super buff cherries. That's what he won with.
Yeah.
But yeah, straight up fucking. Bro, and it's like some of the people nowadays they don't realize. Like I know you did, and I did. I grew up around cigarette smoke like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Everywhere you went. Even like McDonald's, they had a fucking non-smoking section. Bro, that shit was a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no fucking wall keeping the smoke away. Or all the restaurants were the same deal.
Yep.
And
I grew up with severe asthma. My mother and father both smoked in the car. But people have no idea.
No, they don't.
Instead, the number one complaint about weed is the smell.
The smell. Yeah.
And, you know,
I'd rather smell weed than cigarettes personally, and I'm a cigarette smoker.
Right. But people live out by pig farms and you don't hear them complaining.
Yeah, they're used to that shit though.
They know the pig farmer. They know that's gonna work in their behavior. You know, it's my neighbor.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I'm not bullshitting. Like living in Southwest Detroit, like you just get used to it.
Right.
Like the most polluted part of the city of Detroit, Southwest Detroit. And that shit stunk. But once you're there, man, what are you talking about? What smell?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Like downriver, no different.
Yeah. But some fucking weed. Oh my God.
Well, that's the problem with apartment buildings and places like communal living like that, where they just completely ban it because the odor permeates. Why? Because you have heating and cooling systems that are all intertwined.
It's not individual. It's all hooked up into one.
Right. Like I get a kick out of people that think going in the bathroom in a hotel and smoking by the fan is going to make a difference.
Right.
All it does is shoot it up the chimney to all the other
all the other rooms. Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
But odor is one of those things that you can negate. And you know, if you
see Detroit River Rat, he's like, yeah, it was Wayne Soap. That's who he was like. The soap factory stunk. Yeah.
Right.
It was. I want to say it was Wayne Soap. That's who the company
Cooking
was.
down all those animals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. But hey, this is America, and these people think they have a right to voice their opinion. Most of them aren't intelligent enough to voice their opinion, but they're not smart enough to even know that. And half of the other ones have made it all up. They just had good sources. So they sound like they know what they're talking about, but they can't go into any depth.
Oh man, I forgot. What's everybody fucking smoking on?
Oh,
I'm smoking on some dual OG mixed up with some Skittles, the original Skittles from MI Turp Farms.
I found some guava tangy from MI Turp.
Also, I got man, I forget what it was. It's biscotti gelato rolled up from our boy KK, and I gotta give him a hand, man. I got some of that. It's not cherry pie, but it's RS11 from Dog Catcher. And that shit's fire. Fire McGuire.
Cool.
So I guess we can get on to the next subject. Besides Michigan can pros. I gotta. You see how hard it was for me to add pros after that?
Oh, they're industry, man. You wouldn't.
Fucking, bro.
I don't like mixing with industry people. Some of my best friends are industry people.
Yeah, but they smoke, right?
Some of them.
Oh.
I mean,
even motherfuckers who used to smoke or smoke occasionally. You know what I mean? But
they eat edibles occasionally. You know.
Ooh, Nada made smoking on that pink menthol blunt, I'm sure, from John Doe.
I know people that like are major growers that don't smoke. Award winning.
Yeah. Fucking what's his name?
You gonna say it? I wasn't gonna call him out.
What the fuck his name is, man? It's not Doctor something, is it?
No, I can't remember now that
I can't remember his fucking name, bro.
Leaf Doctor.
Leaf Doctor. Yeah, I knew it was Doctor or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leaf Doctor.
Now,
don't smoke.
In fairness, he does have a brother who.
Yeah. No.
Takes care of him.
True that.
And he's not just
he's a smoker. Yeah.
Right. He knows what he's doing, and you don't have to smoke to grow. You have to have someone who knows if you grew a good crop or not. Because I tell people all the time, I'm not talking about your crops, okay? Everybody at a different skill level with a different skill set. But you remember that
and different methods, bro.
Right. But
so
none of that,
many different.
None of that matters, because I ask people all the time. I'm like, hey, you remember that first crop you grew? They're like, yeah. I say, you remember that first time you harvest and like your dick got hard because it was like, look what I got, right?
Yeah.
Now, 5, 10, 15 years, 30 years later, that first crop was laughable, wasn't it?
Right.
But still get that little tinge every time you crop out, just like you did that first time. It's just not as big as it was. It's still like, oh boy, another crop down, But now you're busy working that crop, checking on it, making sure that you're fixing the problems you had last time, or doing whatever you can to improve that strain. And I tell people all the time, man, everybody, if they're in it for the right reasons, they'll learn. They'll keep learning. They won't just do the same thing with blinders over and over and over. Because they'll improve also, but they won't improve at a rate like the people that actually try to educate.
This motherfucking Prop One. I just read this comment. You like it smells like burnt cereal over by me. Fuck you, bro. I'd rather have burnt cereal than fucking a soap company, motherfucker.
Oh,
He's all trying to make us feel bad for him. Fuck you. Fuck you, Prop.
I'd be more worried about the Kellogg Institution myself.
Right. Dab seekers smoking on some adios motherfucker. Brett smoking on the cherry pie from Dog Catcher. Rob smoking on GMO times motor breath from Chemo G's. I probably said that wrong. Chemo G's.
Emojis?
Emojis. Oh, man. So did you hear the news about the CRA changing their inspection policies?
They're random, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing surprise.
Right.
Surprise, bitch.
Which they always should have been doing surprise.
Yeah, why are they gonna fucking schedule? Oh, yeah, we're gonna come on this date at this time.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're still required to have 30 days worth of video.
Yeah.
So if they come today, tomorrow, or the next day, it shouldn't matter. Matter of fact,
that's how Fuego got.
I would be interested in making the appointment and then watching the video from that point on to see what they do to get things in order for their.
Fuego got caught up because they had video of them coming into the building with like
duffel bags
from duffel bags full of shit. But not even trying to be nonchalant. Like, oh, look, I'm going to bring this new TV in or something like nope.
Right. We keep buying 96-inch TVs, carrying the box in. But, yeah, CRA, man, listen, their job is.
But one of the things they're saying it will be a flexible process open to corrective action plans.
Yes.
So if they get caught in some dumb shit, they might be like, oh, just slap on the wrist.
And be all right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they won't be fined right away.
But there are some things that, trust me, they catch you, you got problems. I just think it's funny that they fine them for filing late. And it ain't no like small fine either. It's like 10 racks.
Yeah.
And I mean, really?
But how much money is that to a dispo?
Listen, 10 racks is a lot of money to anybody if it's.
It is. I'd love to have 10 racks
days
right now. But I'm just saying, like to a fucking marijuana company.
I don't know. That's 2 employees' salary for 2 months.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's it worth to them? Some places that's a lot of money. Some places that might not be a lot of money. But I mean, I'm shocked at all the dispensaries I drive by that have nobody in their parking lot when I drive by. But I always say to myself, I'm sure if I sat here for a couple hours, I'd see a fair amount of people coming and going.
But the thing that they're saying that is most commonly fucking fucked up is the video surveillance.
Right. Hey, man, get them any way you can. And where's the pushback?
They're saying it's minor issues.
Where's the pushback from the industry on all of this?
Bro, I thought like cameras, like, I don't know. Like I thought with like metric shit. Like it would have to be like saved on a cloud or some
Every
shit like
every
that.
inch of your building has to be like under video.
Yeah. Besides the bathroom.
And saved, I believe, somewhere. I don't know. My problem is I know some things that have happened to some dispensaries that didn't happen to others. Some were forced to do some things that others weren't in the same community. And to me, that's just, if you're going to have an industry and it's going to be what it is, at least make it fair and even. You know, within the communities, if they want to pass certain laws, I guess they can, but you shouldn't have different rules. You know, inspectors shouldn't be different for stores in Ann Arbor. Should all be one guy making everybody follow the same rules.
So you're saying the inspectors, that there should be only a couple inspectors for the entire state?
No. Each community should have the same rules for all the dispos within their community.
Definitely.
And they're not treated that way because they have different inspectors inspecting different places within the same community. So they make you do, one guy makes you do one thing and another guy makes another guy do.
All right, I got you. So they should have one per, they should, like maybe county.
Whatever. As many as they need.
City, county, yeah.
I mean, but it should all be the same rule. For instance, I know a dispensary.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, bro, if I go down to fucking front of the court and I see a fucking person, that's the person who I'm dealing with from then on.
Right.
That's how it should be. Like,
no, I know a dispensary that was made to put up a camera that no other dispensary in Michigan was made to put up.
Where was that?
The camera is, when you leave a place, you see the measuring tape on the door so they can tell how tall the criminal was.
Yeah.
Well, they were forced to put a camera in that.
In what?
In that strip. They have a strip that's actually a camera and it's on the door frame. So as you leave, it's one of the cameras that's videotaping people. Now, whatever, you're under video the whole time you're in there anyway.
I hunched down a lot.
Right. But the point is they made this one dispo put it in and not any other dispo has that. What sense does that make? And it was like, you need to do this before you can open. So that's,
man. Maid said, I just ate apple pie with medicated caramel sauce.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So good.
It does.
KK said, come see me this weekend in West Chicago at the Little Bean Market with the award-winning Super Buff cherries and guava tangerine. Boom. And made him had to add, I warmed it up too. So damn. So I guess there's some shit going on in Jersey City. Some police got fired for consumption of cannabis.
While on the job or just in general?
Just in general. It showed up in their systems. Well, the deadline to reinstate the two officers are at the end of this week. Jersey City could be fined tens of thousands of dollars in the coming weeks if it does not rehire the two officers who were fired for using cannabis while off duty. So it was off duty. City was ordered by the State Civil Service Commission in July to rehire the officers within a month. The deadline that expires at the end of this week. they face fines of $100 a day per officer with the maximum of $20,000. And no bullshit, man. Like, I'd rather have cops who smoke weed than cops that don't, bro. Like, I'd rather have a fucking pothead fucking cop than a fucking alcoholic. Even, dog, I know cops that I grew up with. Like, I knew them before they were cops. And the only reason why they became cops is because, I'm not saying all of them, but a large majority, they were bitches as kids, man. They got picked on, you know, like straight up. Like they were one of the motherfuckers that always got picked on and they want to enforce the law. Well, them motherfuckers be strung out off of fucking all kinds of fucking hormone pills, like fucking bodybuilding shit, steroids, and going fucking psycho during fucking like traffic stops and shit. Like, you know, let the fucking police smoke weed. I ain't hating on the police. Smoke weed. I mean, I hate on the police, but not for smoking weed. So they got to the end of the week to rehire these people.
Yeah, I wonder how that works in a state like Michigan. I don't think the cops can smoke weed.
It might depend on
firearm and smoke weed.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not anti-law. I know the laws are out there.
Well, I mean, I think it's different from city to city almost, because I know fucking they're not checking for fucking weed for some certain positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing now is new hires don't get checked, but all accidents require a blood or urine sample. And that's still going to mess up the pothead. You know, you smash your forklift into something and all of a sudden you're pissing in a cup.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And the weed smoking was days ago or weeks ago. I'm not even talking regular.
Oh, yeah.
Smokes a joint before he goes to work.
I mean, they would have to have some kind of baseline, bro.
Well, yeah, they would.
And for everybody out there, it would be different.
Right.
Because everybody's fucking body structure is different. You know, like your fat content. Your fat content, like straight up.
Yeah.
I know big motherfucker, he fucking like stopped smoking weed for like 60 days. It was like taking like all kinds, like the golden seals or whatever the fuck he talking. Bro.
Still tested positive.
Still tested positive, bro.
Yeah, I think I tested.
And that was back in the day.
I think I tested positive for 6 weeks when I went on my vacation.
Yeah?
Yeah, or six. Did I say 6 weeks? I meant 6 months. Sorry. I was still testing on there because once I tested positive, they then sent it to a lab each time. Once you drop a urine sample. So I was coming back with something, but they were watching the numbers drop. So that's all they cared about. And then I got under 50 nanograms. But all you eat is fattening food and carbs anyways. But yeah, man, cops smoking weed, that's not such a bad thing.
So Nevada is taking its first serious steps towards exploring the potential merger of its gaming and cannabis industries. As policymakers and industry leaders discuss how these two major sectors can legally coexist.
Right, because right now they can't.
No. But once it reschedules and all that shit.
But like I say, man, it should be treated just like they treat alcohol.
Yeah, I don't. My whole thing is it when once they start treating it like alcohol, it's like, bro, it's not alcohol.
No, I know that, but you can still have age requirements. You can still
Yeah,
have um, packaging requirements. You can still, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You
and
should
now
be,
these motherfuckers are trying to push. They're only doing it in they're only doing it in businesses now in Michigan. That whole fucking saliva test
yeah,
where they fucking can, potentially say if you were fucking smoking on the job. And well, they're pushing that shit hardcore in Ohio now. Like the fucking state boys and everything are prepping to fucking start doing that shit.
yeah. I hear those
And I
machines.
wonder how that shit goes because they don't give them an instant result. It's a saliva test. So
Yeah,
they fucking take a saliva test, they fucking put it in a fucking thing and then shoot it off to a fucking lab. Well, what are you doing until that? Are you arrested?
no, they would issue that as a charge. That's all, and then they'd arraign you on that charge.
So they would just let you drive off?
Well, yeah, most people are, unless they're intoxicated, are let go. If they're
And
intoxicated, they would.
my thing is like I know plenty of motherfuckers who aren't intoxicated that shouldn't be on the fucking road though.
Well, that's. I mean, half of these guys are being pulled over because of the way they drive, not because of the fact that they're high.
No, for sure.
You know, and if you're laying down in your front seat and you're not wearing your seatbelt, you can expect to get pulled over.
No,
Especially if you have,
is it in Michigan now that uh even though it smells like marijuana, they can't search your car or some shit?
right,
Or
smell of weed is no longer probable cause.
I still fucking hear stories about motherfuckers getting fucked up like that though.
It's an easy tell.
Yeah.
They know they're going to find something else. They know that you're going to not have insurance. You're going to not have a driver's license. They know something. One of the 10 other things is going to happen. So that's all they're looking for is what kind of crazy shit case they can make. If not, they always got you for what they pulled you over for, which was what? Speeding, not using your signal. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they're saying we're pretty far off from that point where we will see consumption lounges or dispensaries in a casino.
right.
But that is why I think it's an interesting conversation. And that's a fucking UNLV Cannabis Policy Institute.
Well,
Despite the growing interest, significant federal hurdles remain. Cannabis is still classified as a Schedule One substance.
yeah, but that's
Discussions. I heard they already fucking built one. It's a consumption lounge attached to a casino in Atlantic City. I could have swore we talked about it, but there's no entrance into the fucking
casino.
It's not a throughway
Right.
like it is down in Bricktown and shit.
Yeah, I think they're going to play that out for a while because it's one thing they're real big against is people that are incapacitated in any way, shape, or form. Even though they serve alcohol, they don't.
I heard they changed all kinds of smoking laws in casinos too. I haven't been in a casino in years.
Yeah, you can't smoke in a lot of casinos now.
That's crazy.
Because it's all because of the Fresh Air Act and workers. where they used to have hell of a.
I remember when fucking the dealers used to be able to smoke.
I used to smoke cigars with my grandfather inside the casino.
Yeah.
But that's changed.
I mean, they still got cigar bars, but I've never been to one.
Yeah. See, I always thought that it should be the same license as a cigar bar. But when it comes to casinos, it's going to be the intoxicating factor because they're not going to want people to claim, hey, I gambled all my life savings away because I was stoned. They have a hard enough time with the alcohol. But I know they want it. They got it, it's what's new and big and happening. They want to be on the forefront of that shit.
So I know we talked about it several times on the show throughout the years about all these fucking stories about cannabis. I mean, I want to say it's almost since the first legalization of marijuana, they've been saying that it rots your brain cells. And, people who smoke or get stoned are stupid and da 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 da. Well, cannabis revealed to have an anti-aging effect in the brains of mice.
Oh, yeah.
THC, also known as tetrahydrocannabinol, main active ingredient in cannabis, has been shown to reverse conventional signs of brain aging in mice. A discovery that could help finding a way to keep our brains healthier and sharper for longer as we get older. The new study builds on what was already known about in the endocannabinoid system and the cannabinol receptor type 1 in the brain. Their links to the gradual cognitive decline comes with age. What's more, the team from Germany and Israel was able to observe how the anti-aging effects were taking place through a signaling pathway involving the motor protein. Well, I'm saying motor, it's mTOR protein, which is associated with the healthy regulation cell metabolism from the metabolome. The overall consumption of small molecules in the body. We have now been able to show that the treatment with THC has a tissue dependent and dual effect on the motor signaling and the metabolism, says molecular biologist Andre Bilke from the University of Bonn, Germany. So this is in mice, but
I think there could be plenty of studies on humans. They just haven't gotten there yet.
I mean, imagine the studies we could be doing in here.
Look at all the. I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I just was going to say, look at all the famous potheads, smart, intelligent intellectuals. Yeah. Mr. X was Carl Sagan, for God's sakes. And Nixon review back in those days. I mean, Carl Sagan, they don't get any brighter than a physicist.
Right. What was that? That fucking, is that the guy who had all the fucking outer space videos and shit? Yeah.
But, and the sad part is that whole brain cell thing comes from a flawed study. And the study was proven to be flawed, and people kept using it.
I mean, just like them saying that fucking monkeys fucking OD'd off of weed when they were just had a fucking gas
They
mask
were
from
smothered.
smoking. Yeah, they were.
Well, that's the point. The rhesus monkey study showed that if you smother an animal to death, it's going to have dead brain cells, just like if you smother a human to death, it'll have
whatever smoke, not just fucking weed smoke.
Right. About the smothering, that's the problem.
Right.
But haven't billions of people smoked already that they haven't figured this out? Come on, they know better. It's the safest substance on the planet. And that was according to a federal law judge. I mean, we're not even talking about activists using that line. If it was the problem they claimed it to be, we would all see that, just like we do with other substances that are a problem, and then nobody denies there is a problem.
So, medical cannabis user was fired from a transit job and loses the appeal over state's denial of employment benefits. This is in Vermont. The 8-page ruling issued Friday by Vermont Supreme Court did not address whether a medical cannabis patient in Vermont has the right to use cannabis in the off hours from work, but decided to the matter on technical grounds. So yeah, yes. They didn't say that you can't use it, but I mean, from the court ruling, I guess probably shouldn't. I mean, I want to say that's how it is, like for DOT fucking workers and shit. Well, not DOT, but
you can't
like
test positive as a DOT worker with a license.
Yeah.
At all.
So,
and they will take a sample after an accident if you have a DOT license.
Oh yeah. No, I knew a couple drivers that had fucking they piss on them 24/7.
Yep. But I mean, I get it. And don't forget, most of the world changed and started testing for drugs when insurance companies told them they could have safer workplaces. Well, then they figured out that they can't find any employees 20 years later, 30 years later. So now they got to change their minds on a bunch of things because they can't get anybody to come work for them because everybody smokes weed. I think that's kind of funny, actually.
So DEA, marijuana rescheduling hearing won't happen until after general election.
Yeah.
Marijuana won't be downgraded from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act, according to the U.S. Drug Enforcement. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency or administration. Sorry. But yeah, supposedly they haven't announced it officially, but heard it through the grapevine that proposal to reclassify cannabis under the federal law at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 2nd. So that's just the proposal, right?
Right. That's whether the DEA thinks that the proposal is a good thing or not. I mean, you want to do something great, get your candidate to say that they won't allow rescheduling, they'll only allow descheduling. And then that's my guy or girl or whatever. But I don't think any of them are going to do anything for us. So nobody's done it yet. DEA hasn't acted yet.
So former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura calls on marijuana consumers to boycott the state fair for banning cannabis, but allowing alcohol and tobacco. So the former governor is calling on the people to boycott this year's state fair for prohibiting marijuana use at the venue, while at the same time allowing attendees to consume alcohol and tobacco, even though the state enacted a cannabis legalization law last year. But, well, Ventura is fired up about the policy. He's also optimistic about prospects of federal marijuana reform under Harris Walz and its administration. He ain't even in the fucking U.S. anymore.
No, and I'll tell you where I differ with him. I would say go to the state fair.
Yeah.
Smoke it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
have a smoke out, man.
Right, man. That's what I'd be calling for.
But yeah, like, you can talk all that shit, whatever, but that motherfucker picked up and moved to fucking Mexico, man.
Of course. His money's going further.
I wonder if he's gotten into the marijuana business.
Oh, knowing him, he was probably already in it for a long time.
Right.
Since those military days.
Yeah.
But
she Kai in the building. What up? Shout out to everybody who's still tuned in or tuned in late. If you could hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. So they're saying Ohio sales have surged and it might cast trouble for Michigan's cannabis market.
Imagine that. They're still lined up at the border. Don't you worry.
For sure. As long as I'm sure their prices are going down though. I heard their shit's all fucked up when it comes to edibles too.
Ohio? Yeah.
What is it? Like they have to have like pieces or something. Like
yeah, everything has to be a certain amount of no higher than a certain amount. I don't know what.
Yeah, and why
10, 20 milligrams, like that.
Yeah. I could have swore it was like 10.
It might be. That's not uncommon. And then they can only package 100 milligrams in a package, but each piece has 10 milligrams. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm never going to follow any of these rules or laws anyway. So,
well, not only that,
I
want to say Ohio can start growing themselves too now.
Right.
So that'll take away. I mean, they can legally grow themselves for themselves.
Yeah, I wonder how long it'll be before the grow shops start popping up.
Oh, I'm sure they're already there. I mean, bro, they were here before it was legal to grow here.
When I had my grow shop in Ann Arbor.
Oh, the tomatoes, I need to grow tomatoes.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, I had a lot of Ohio customers that would come up and truckload full of shit.
And they're also talking about fucking pulling customers from Ohio, not only like keeping their own customers, but pulling people from Michigan, which I don't know, man. But
that's what I don't understand in these articles that I read, because that's where it becomes illegal.
Yeah. I mean, they were already talking about it illegal activity about, you know, Michigan getting all the Ohio fucking customers.
Right.
I mean, bro, they legally have a fucking billboard on the other side of the fucking state line, bro. Legally. Illegally promoting illegal activity. Fucking wild, bro.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, for sure. What do we know, right?
Right.
But yeah, drawing us down there, they're saying, and as well as Indiana and surrounding states.
Right.
And that's just more illegal activity. So, hey, they're reporting about it.
That's what I don't understand is that I know about illegal activity. Okay.
Everybody knows.
And I would never say anything about that. But these guys are talking about it like it's, you know, whatever. I don't think they understand how hypocritical they sound. We're going to enforce these rules on you, even though we don't enforce these rules on you. Whatever.
Michigan's cannabis market could face significant challenges due to the rapid rise of neighboring Ohio's marijuana industry. Since recreational sales launched in August, on August 6th, Ohio has seen a surge in demand, with the shops reporting record-breaking volumes driven by enthusiastic locals and visitors from nearby states. The booming success may pose a threat to Michigan's cannabis economy, which has long relied on out-of-state buyers, which is the truth.
It is the truth.
Like straight up, the industry. I'm not saying the community, the industry, bro. It's crazy.
Dude, there is a shop that's in Michigan, but in order to
Monroe Township dispensaries, for example, reported that Ohioans accounted up for half of their sales last year. Half.
There's a shop in Michigan, but in order to get to it, you have to drive through Ohio back up into this piece of Michigan. So I want to know, how do they even get their product there?
Yeah, right. Legally. I mean, we know how they do it, but how do they do it? How are you doing that?
They have one of the transport companies bring them their product, and the transport company violates state and federal laws as soon as it crosses the borders.
So, I mean, if they do reschedule it,
they got
you have to be able to fucking be able to cross lines then, right?
Well, no,
imaginary lines.
Wait a minute. You'd have to go to a doctor to get a prescription.
Yeah, okay.
None of this recommendation nonsense. Because that's what's happening now in Michigan and other places, is that your doctor is recommending that this product works best for you.
Yeah.
And that you should be allowed to use it and exempt from all these other laws. That's why everyone should have a weed card. You can't buy your rights in other forms for that kind of money. You know? But is this going to increase tourism? Because now more Ohioans will feel more comfortable coming into Michigan to buy weed or check them out.
It'll make
weed tourism.
It'll make people feel a lot more comfortable traveling for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe even fucking we can cross over to fucking Canada with some fucking weed, you know? Imagine that. Legally. Hey, do you got anything you want to tell us about? Yeah, check out this fucking weed, bro. This shit's fire, right? It comes from Michigan, not this. I ain't trying to smoke on that Canadian swag.
That's funny.
You're like, okay, I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Go on. You got me there. Have a good time. That'll be the word. Be
Yeah.
able to fucking fly internet, dog, because they're already fucking like Germany and Canada and like all these fucking countries already got treaties. They're all dealing amongst themselves, bro.
Right.
And we're just sitting here like, oh,
Well, we're the ones that forced them all to sign these treaties that they've
yeah,
now,
no, originally, yeah, bro, it was.
you know, that's what I think's funny. So now,
Slinger, whatever.
yeah, the United States gets caught with its pants down, and everyone else is like just moving on forward. Sorry. It is what it is.
Got any stories, man?
I did, but I got to pull them up because, you know.
I think there's one that I skipped over. So, Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission wins partial court victory while attorney who helped write the key state law accuses the AMCC of violating it. So, instead of everything being, you know, transparent and, you know,
right,
about licensing and everything, that they're doing all these backdoor deals and fucking, you know, how Michigan did it, you know. So the commission created rules that, in sense, allowed it to determine who would and who would not be licensed in a total arbitrary and secretive manner with no resemblance of the fairness to the applicants. So yeah, they're basically like doing backdoor deals.
There you go.
So the AMCC did win a partial victory in the court when the Alabama Court of Civil Appeals granted them the request to be removed as a defendant from several pending lawsuits, but denied the commission's request to throw out the restraining order put in place by Montgomery Circuit Judge that has essentially frozen the license granting process from the integrated licensing. So all kinds of shit is put on hold.
Right.
So basically they didn't win. They were just taken off of lawsuits.
Right.
As a defendant. That's I guess that's one way to get out of shit. Chat disconnected. Damn, what's up with that? Never seen that part. Successfully connected. That was weird. Never seen that.
Oh, seen an article about how dispensaries are being resold and resold and resold, and pretty soon they'll be worthless.
Oh yeah, bro. That's how fucking Joyology is.
Right.
They're half owned by High Life Farms, and then the other half just wants to deny being a part of fucking High Life Farms.
Right.
Shit's insane.
Why do you say that to me? Why do you tell
Nah, I could totally see that fucking happening. Like, there's a lot of dispensaries that just went out of fucking business.
Oh yeah, they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, it's a unique industry, man. There's no other industry like it.
Yeah, here's one. The motivations of wake and bake. So, early morning cannabis use, often to avert anxiety, is increasing and risky. Man, this is one of those bullshit fucking ads. I hate this shit. Like people getting head cancer. Like, what the fuck is head cancer?
Well, that didn't make any sense. Head cancer. Head and neck cancers.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of that Burning Man fucking music festival or whatever?
Yeah, I read something about some chick dying or something the first day.
Yeah, well, there's now the fucking party goers are saying it's out of control because Burning Man's drug enforcement policy are shockingly strict.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. To me, it seemed like a bunch of squares, anyways. You know, I mean, I'd go if it wasn't in the middle of the fucking desert, or I'd have to go like first class, trailer or something.
Well, they're not strict on like fucking. They can't really tell if you're on pills or tripping out or
Right.
on shrooms or fucking whatever the fuck you're on. But if you're smoking a joint at Burning Man, oh man, you better watch out, bro. Man, don't be going to Burning Man and burning any fucking loud. That's fucking whack, bro.
Well, it's that public thing again that people don't.
And that could be, they could have you ejected from the event, ticketed, and potentially banned from the event in the future for smoking the joint. That's fucking crazy, bro. You know how many fucking venues in just Detroit I would be banned from
from
smoking weed in. Oh my God, bro. I'd be banned from St. Andrews, fucking the shelter, which is St.
everything,
Andrews
right?
basement, like everywhere, bro. The state,
All the
or
music,
what they call it now? Is it the state still?
the
Or
film,
it's Fillmore, they call it Fillmore. Was
right?
it the Fillmore before the state? Or no, it was always the state before the
It
Fillmore.
was great.
But yeah, me and Roach smoke up in the fucking state. Like, we just belong there. And like, nobody said
I
shit to us.
smoked in the Opera House.
Yeah, I never got the chance to smoke my
I smoked at all the music gigs wherever we had a gig.
all the hole in the wall bars that fucking had hip hop events and shit.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck's that one in Westland? The Token?
It's Token Lounge. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I was just there with Maruga a couple months ago.
yeah. I went there and seen Paradigm up there a few times. Shout out to
Paradigm.
And I can't give him shit, man. Paradigm's like Kid Rock's fucking DJ. They'll get your money.
Yeah.
But fuck your boy. He ain't from Detroit. You know this.
Oh man, I saw a post the other day with him in front of that trailer park and all these people talking about Detroit. I was just like, no. People calling him out for it too.
Bro, like, is there, man, I don't know of an actual trailer park in Detroit. Do you know?
There used to be down in Delray. And
yeah, I could see that. But was it legal?
Yeah, they were
yeah. I don't remember that. Where in Delray?
Oh, yeah. Just at the water's edge. I remember them, and there were canals also that came in on the east side where there were some trailers in manufactured, homes and whatnot. On the far east side, where some inlets came in.
Oh, that had to be some old ass shit.
Old. When I was a young kid, I remember seeing it. It was old
there
then.
hasn't been no fucking trailer parks in Detroit in fucking a long time.
Yep.
Michigan Turf Farms, Clover. What up?
Yeah, but it's funny.
Lake Erie sunsets. Oh shit. Tab seekers tabbing on some northern lights. There's a lot of caregivers disappearing too. For sure, man. So I tell everybody, you need to fucking keep up on your card, man. I need to get, in all honesty, I need to get mine renewed soon. I want to say my shit expires in 2 months. You know, I'm gonna do that. So everybody out there should too, man.
Well, most people did at one time. Most of your friends at one time had one.
I know. And the one thing I keep on hearing is why? What's the point?
Right.
Because it fucking tells these motherfuckers we're still here, man. But oh, hippies up in here. What up? What up? Yeah. I mean, that's one of the people we were talking about. You know, Michigan, what is it, Cannapros?
Yeah.
One of them guys. We did talk about it earlier. I don't really want to give them fucking assholes much more anyway. But hopefully in the future, if you want to come on, talk about it. Holler. What's everybody smoking on? Clover? What's you smoking on? I'm currently smoking on just the original seed. So what? You didn't find any stories?
Oh no, I did. Come on now.
So I got one question for you, man. Like, and I don't know if you like know about it, but like, so right now, as far as the stock market goes, legally in the U.S., not like any cannabis company can't be on there.
No.
No. Because is there Canadian companies on there?
That I don't know. I doubt it. Not on the U.S. stock exchange.
Not at the U.S. But yeah, that's a big thing right there, too. Of the first openly sold cannabis company on the stock market. Who do you think it would be?
Oh, I have no idea.
Personally, I think, I mean, if you want, man, shit's all fucked up. Like, the craziest shit to me is the biggest cannabis companies in the United States are breaking the most federal laws.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
I mean, but federal law doesn't mean anything when it comes to what happens in the state.
Yeah, but I'm talking about fucking money. As far as money.
Well,
Well, what?
I mean,
Like if every licensed cannabis business out there is federally illegal. Am I right or wrong?
well, not if they're not so. I would say not if they're not crossing state lines, because that's how the only way the federal government gets its power.
Bro, all these fucking bullshit ass Gage and fucking all these companies got all these fucking plants from California, supposedly.
Well, I'm not surprised by any of that.
But I'm just saying, like, they're the fucking biggest fucking crooks out there with as far as federally illegal activity. And they're doing it all on the books, supposedly.
Yeah.
Besides, people laundering money through like strip clubs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about this, do you?
No, it's not that I don't want to talk.
I'm just saying, man. Like, once this shit's turned over, everything's just gonna be like, oh, A-okay.
Well, it's not going to get
I
turned over.
personally think once it goes fucking Schedule 3, shit's gonna get all fucked up.
Well, yeah, because it would have to be sold at pharmacies by pharmacists.
That's what people don't understand.
But I don't know that it's going to pass. I think it's a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yeah, me too.
I think that
I don't think the Republicans will ever let that shit through.
All right. I think that the DEA is going to have to be told by Congress before they make any changes. Right now, they've been told to look into it. Well, they're going to be like, it's not our place to make a decision.
Yeah. And like either side, man. Either if it's Trump, if it's fucking whatever that fucking Harris, whoever's fucking elected, they ain't gonna do shit about it, man. Like
Yeah,
they want to say one way or the other. I mean, that fucking VP, man, that motherfucker's crazy.
We've been
He's
hearing
from Ohio.
No, I know, but we've been hearing about it.
Maybe he smoked some of that Ohio weed. That's why he's wrong. Like, what's wrong with him? Maybe he was at the EST fest when Dr. Greenbuds was giving out the. It was one of the Narcan victims. I haven't seen him in a minute. The last time I seen him, I was surprised to see him. I forget where it was. Might have been at the Dab House. Might have been.
Yeah.
No, he was one of our first sponsors. For a minute, he had Buckeye Suicides. He made a special batch. It was 200 milligram. He named them Buckeye Suicides. Don't give this to anybody from Ohio.
That's pretty.
All right, you got those stories pulled up or no?
Oh man.
Fuck, man, you're slacking this fucking week.
I am. I really am slacking.
Psychology Today. That's where that fucking that story about fucking smoking cannabis or in the early morning could be a totally opposite effect.
So you had talked about Ohio, and I had seen this article that said during the first 5 days, Ohio sales totaled 11.5 million, an average of nearly 2.3 million per day. Michigan marijuana is selling at a rate of nearly 9 million per day, more than 3 times Ohio's average daily sales. But it'll take them a while to get a hold in the market, I think, if you ask me. Because they're going to be new.
Yes, the University San Diego did a study, and they say cannabis use disorders are linked to greater workplace absenteeism. So They did a study in San Diego of the number of people who called off of work, and supposedly it was a high number of stoners.
Well, 8 out of 10 people in cannabis in states with legal cannabis said they purchase all or most of their marijuana from licensed retailers.
Who said that?
8 out of 10 people that they did this study on.
Fucking custies.
Yeah, they created a bunch of custies. Specifically, about 2/3, 65% of all respondents said they get all of their cannabis products through legal outlets, while 12% said they get most of it through legal sources. Meanwhile, 7% said they get around half of their cannabis through legal sources. 4% said it accounts for less than half. 6% said they get none of their marijuana from legal stores. I'm a 6%er. Another 4% don't know which retailers are licensed versus unlicensed. $473 respondents and has a margin of error of 4 to 0.5%. I think that's pretty funny. I don't know where they got their people from, but people in California.
There's a company out there. Actually, is smoking red, white, and blue nuts. What the fuck? I've heard of that. I mean, I've heard of them separately, but well,
yeah.
Well, the Neapolitan blunt. Used to do that all the time back in the day. But in the real blunts, well, I mean, they're not real leaves, but they were fucking blunts, not the cigarillos. Well, those fatties.
Yeah. See, here's the other thing that I just read about how alcohol use remains nearly twice as common as past month cannabis use in the United States. That means they're asking people the same question. They're asking them 2 questions. Do you use A and do you use B? Well, if you're using both alcohol and cannabis, that's a lot different than if you're only using alcohol or cannabis. You know?
Talk about the DEA.
Sorry. But I think maybe some of these people are starting to figure out how silly they look compared to their hardcore policies and what the realities are becoming. You know, the sky never fell. Crime is the same. Yeah, it's going to go up in places where you build a lot of dispensaries, but that's because, what the bank robbers say, if you want the money, you got to go to the bank because that's where they keep it, right? Well, weed's legal. Get over it. And the sky didn't fall. And then when you finally get over yourself, you can start looking at the medicinal aspects of it. And I think most people are shocked by what they learn if they take the time to learn it. And from there, it's a guaranteed winner, if you ask me. How do you have any law against it if it helps somebody?
Right.
So.
Well, we talked about it several times in fucking New York, right? So I guess 166 adult use retail dispensaries open business across New York. That's
Just
legal.
license.
Yeah.
Right. There's probably 200.
So far, they've shut down 345 unlicensed cannabis shops and seized over 29 million illegal product. That's just a product, not even the cash. They're just talking about product.
Right.
And they can fucking, they could say whatever, how much the fucking product is worth.
They've taken a lot of product.
But they never talked about the money, for one. So they're talking New York, a 3-month blitz with the Illicit Cannabis Enforcement Task Force. Ice-T, they're calling it. Oh, man, if I was fucking Ice-T, I'd be pissed. Fuck, that's fucked up. I'm hitting up Ice-T, letting them know.
Right.
So since launch, the task force, in collaboration with the state police, the officials of cannabis management, and the Department of Tax and Finance, local law enforcement, and over a dozen other state agencies, deployed 150 investigators to reinspect, padlock, and seize products from illicit operators.
Hundreds of them.
Ice-T working it, man. That's fucked up, bro. I don't know. I think Ice-T smokes weed, but maybe he smokes that fucking legal weed, though. Now, he's always Popo on the fucking TV show.
Yep. For years, man.
Yeah. Even in, was he a cop in New Jack City, too? Yeah, he's been a cop for a long time. I mean, in film.
Right.
So yeah, New York sales to date in 2024 reached 368.4 million, more than doubling the 160 million total sales last in 2023. That's just the legal market.
Right.
State's total retail sales over 520 million sales in sales since May 2024, making up for 43% of that total. So yeah, New York's trying to do it. I would love to go to New York and like go to a couple dispos and try that and like hit up a couple of my people in New York and be like, hey, what can I get off you, bro? And like compare the two.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
We used to get deliveries in New York. through a company my buddy had an account with. It was pretty good, but it was small batch stuff, you know.
Here in Buffalo, they closed down a smoke shop on the corner for selling illicit cannabis.
You can't do
They
that.
had a big sign in the door. What the fuck, man? Like, that's just asking for it. I like how they said illicit.
Right.
Oh man. I just like to add fuck Instagram too. They could suck my balls. I'm sorry. This is Medical Mondays. But yeah, as many of you probably have seen both the Medical Mondays accounts as well as my Berg.313 have been suspended. Hopefully get reinstated. As well as my Facebook account has been totally shut down. So don't try to get a hold of me on anything because I can't respond to you unless you got my number. So apologize for that. And hopefully it'll be fixed soon. Hopefully. Any more stories? One more story? No stories.
I can get you one more. Maybe. Nope. No, I can't get you anything else.
Oh, there's another. Well, it's funny because there's another fucking totally different article about frequent cannabis users missing more work weeks. Research showed.
Missing.
You know why? This is my personal opinion. Is smoking weed probably like makes you realize that job that you're more than likely working is
It's
making
not worth going to.
Yeah.
And they'll get by without.
I'm just saying, man. It opens your mind.
Right.
Gets you to thinking. Do they really need me?
I'm never going back. Never going back. Oh man.
Yeah, I couldn't even post the show on the Facebook page or anything. So I appreciate every one of you that showed up tonight. Make sure you hit that like, please, and thank you. And before we get out of here, once again, I want to give a huge shout out to our boy SOB Labs for winning 2 dope ass trophies up at Clio this weekend. Shout out to Dog Catcher Farms and everybody's boy in here, Roach, winning best pre-roll. I'm sure I talked to Buddy for sure. He said next year it's gonna be a lot more organized and everything. And it'll be the 15th year, man. It'll be nice to see everybody up there. Make sure to go out and get your cards, though, 'cause it's a free event. Come through. All you need is a motherfucking card. One of the people you can hit up is Detroit Certification Center. get out of my mind for as little as 10 minutes, or give them a call or text it 248-275-6707. But there's plenty of other people out there that can help you get your card as well, man. What are some of those people, Adam?
Oh, Michael Thuey up north, and Pure West out on the west side, and Vehicle City and GC3. Trying to think who else there is.
Chassis Compassion Club.
Oh, Genesis.
Did you say Pure West?
Pure West, I said, yeah.
Yeah, man. There's all kinds of people, man. Just holler at us.
Yeah.
Don't holler at me.
No,
I can't. And everybody save the date, man. September 22nd. JSH Enterprise and Nug Abduction Extracts present the Fur Baby Give Back, benefiting the Home Forever Rescue. Location, of course, if you know, you know. It's in Detroit, of course. Bring in all the supplies on this list. Take a screenshot real quick. Bring in cash, of course. Flea medication, disinfection, cleaners, pee pads, large breed, paper towels, large milk bones, peanut butter bones. See pictures right here. This is some of the stuff you can bring in. So much love to everybody that's been continuously coming through, and shout out to everybody who's on their phone right now saving that date. But plenty of awesome ass spot. Well, I shouldn't say sponsors, vendors. Shout out to Native 8313. Nugget Dutch Extracts. Mr. Rolo's going to be up in there. John Doe. Fuck Off Extracts. Tab House is going to be there. And THC infused edibles, as well as the heat. Smelly Meds, I've never heard of them. I mean, there might be more people coming down as well, but course, food's going to be done by Chi-Town on that Hibachi Grill. And Fun Food Express is coming through, and I'll be there, man. So, Adam, you going to be there?
I was planning on it.
Yeah, me and Adam will be there. So, everybody come through, save the date. Once more, September 22nd, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Lock it in on your calendar right now. You don't have any excuse not to come.
Nope.
A little over a month away. I mean, a little under a month away. So there's plenty of time. Save that date. And before we get out of here, much love to all of our awesome sponsors. Much love to Native Made 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Abduction Extracts, Tiki Man, SOB Labs, and Tree Street Action. Oh. Yeah, I'm just shutting it down a little early. I'm having computer problems, but so far so good.
That's good, right?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about only doing an hour, but thank you all for tuning in, and tune in next week. Same time, same place.